Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. Today is February 22nd and I am doing a reading for the collective conscious so that we can move forward into the next week with a little more clarity and have some messages from Spirit that can help us on our journey. As you may know, if you follow me on my YouTube channel, I did not do a reading last week, and that's because I was on my way down to Connecticut for a Tantra workshop. There was a lot going on and I just felt the most self-loving thing that week was to not do a reading. So I'm glad to be back today to do a reading for you. If this reading resonates, please definitely comment down below and let me know, and give this video a like and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I try to put out a reading every single Friday along with other spiritual videos about self-love, extraterrestrials, sustainable living, kind of the starseed map for moving forward into this beautiful creation of our new earth. Anywho, if you would like a personal reading, you can head down to my description down below. I have my Etsy shop down there, and I have a couple options for readings. So definitely go check that out if you would like a personal reading from moi. All right, let's move on into the reading. All right, so today we have three different decks we're using. We are using the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. We are using the Marielle Tarot. Totally just like out of my mind for a minute. And the Universal Love Oracle. We don't usually use the Universal Love. That one comes with the book, so I'm going to use that as kind of like a end of the reading message from Spirit. For any of you who have not seen my readings before, all of the cards are facing down until I pick them up and show you. So this is totally intuitive reading as we go. So let's get into it. So our first card is from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and that is going to be kind of the theme of the reading. So that is strength. Interesting. Also, there may be nudity in these decks, so you are warned. Warned. Warmed? Sure. Strength. Interesting. So I feel like a lot of us, as we've now stepped into this year, a lot of us are feeling a lot of movement forward. And because of that, there can be a lot of tenseness around it. We kind of went, straight into this new energy. It was exciting, it was fiery, a lot of Three of Wands energy, but now we're kind of getting into that pace, and we might be feeling like there's a bit of like a lack of strength, or that we're kind of like going into those reserves. And so what is it that brings us strength? What is it that how can we tap into our internal strength, but also the strength of the universe as we move forward? So the light aspect of that is choice. Interesting. So this really resonates in the sense of everything is infinite. Everything is at our fingertips, but it is our choice whether or not we are going to tap into that or not. I think a lot of us, especially in the 3D, have a really hard time feeling like we have a lot of choice. A lot of things feel like they're happening to us, but as we know, we create our reality. We choose what we want to focus on. So our strength is coming from choice. We can choose whether or not we want to engage in that. We can choose whether we want to do the things that make us feel good so that we have that strength or energy, or we can choose not to. We can choose to be a victim, and so be aware of that light aspect of choice. The shadow for this week is going to be celebration. Interesting. So because I see the, the shadow is almost being the reverse of whatever card comes up, this is just kind of a reminder that maybe we're being too serious. Maybe we're not being in a state of gratitude. Maybe we're not celebrating what we do have. Maybe we're focusing more on the lack, maybe the lack of energy, maybe the lack of strength. What is it that we are not celebrating? What is it that we are not enjoying the ride, that peace? Because it can get very stressful. It can get very, we can get locked up in these cycles, and we can forget not to celebrate what we have. So be aware of where you aren't bringing in gratitude. All right, so now we're going to go along to the tarot to kind of get some more specifics. So our main energy is Four of Swords. So the first thing that comes to mind is the word respite. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But rest. The reason why we don't have strength and energy is because we haven't learned how to rest. The Four of Swords is mental. So very much this idea, one of my spiritual teachers talked about people who deal with fatigue, is the fact that they can be doing nothing, but in their minds they still feel like they should be doing stuff. So their nervous system and their body still feels like they're doing all of this stuff even though they're not. So what's really important for, having the strength to move forward is allowing ourselves to rest, allowing ourselves to meditate. It's interesting in this card seeing like these like buildings down here. There's like a lot of like tension and like pollution, but then up here it's a lot lighter. There's an aspect of, being renewed, filtered. It's kind of lighter up here. So being aware that we need to come up and be in a state of more peace and balance so that we can then have the strength to move forward. That rest piece is super important. So what's going to help us with that is the Fool. And again, mind you, there is nudity in these decks. So if you don't like that, please click off. What's going to help us with that is the Fool card. Interesting. This is bringing up a conversation me and my best friend had about, and my boyfriend, about this concept of, again, kind of coming into this that we're too serious, is we're not trusting what brings us joy. We're not trusting what excites us. We're not, stepping out into a new space of being. So what's going to help us is shifting that, making the choice to be in a different paradigm. So much of our stress, so much of our worries comes out of still living in the paradigm and the belief systems and the structures of society that have been built for so long. We need to do the things that excite us. For instance, my best friend was going to ask a friend if she could possibly do something, and she's like, is that like okay? And I'm like, what's the worst can happen? Just ask. We should be doing the things that kind of push the boundaries of our comfort, because that's what's going to create a new reality. If we have an excitement for it, or we have a desire to move into that space, like, hey, like, I'd be cool with that. Like, just ask, step out, like, be, have the strength to step out into those new desires that may or may not be a little taboo, may or may not be a little like out of the norm, because that's really what's going to help us have more peace, because we're going to be in alignment. Our minds will be able to rest because we won't be in this paradigm that we've been living in for so long. What's going to hinder us is Nine of Swords. Interesting. So this is the Nightmare card. This is, I like to see it as like kind of a living in the matrix aspect of where we are buying into the nightmare. We're buying into the story, but just like a nightmare, when you wake up, you realize, oh, that wasn't real. That's not the reality I'm currently living in, at least. And having an awareness of where we're buying into the construct of this reality, and what are the rules that can bend, what are the rules that can be broken, and maybe it comes into this concept of rest. Maybe we've been told we can't rest. A lot of people in the society, it's like if you are tiring yourself out, if you're working till 2 in the morning every day, then you're a good person, you're an entrepreneur. And it's like, well, maybe not. Maybe that rest is just as important. So be aware of the belief systems you're holding on to and the stories you're creating for yourself and believing are real. Be aware of those things and maybe step out of them and step out into a space of something a little different. And the main energy for that is Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is about moving from a darker space into a lighter space. So I'm really feeling like this week we're going to be kind of shutting off our belief systems about what is okay and what is not, and allowing ourselves to rest, and moving from kind of a space of stress and tension to a space of lighter, more openness. So I feel like that is what that's going to be. And then I'm seeing this as almost like a guide guiding us or the children into a better space. So don't forget, your guides are with you. You're not alone. I think a lot of us forget that we have guides, we have assistants, not just in this world, but in the ethereal world. So remember, tap into them. Again, with the rest card, meditation, spiritual work. Maybe you just have to sit with a crystal. Maybe it's a nap, but tap into your guides. They might have a lot of wisdom for you that could be really helpful at this time. So the final card is from the Universal Love Oracle, and that is the Abundance card. Isn't that yummy? So I'm going to read the message from the Abundance card. And so I'm kind of seeing this as a message directly from Spirit. Mind, I am a little dyslexic, so bear with me. If you could wish for anything at all, what would you wish for? What would you love to be, have, and do? Whoa. Relax for a moment. Bring your awareness to your heart center and imagine your perfect life in fine detail. Take your time. Breathe. Explore. Know that all is possible within the world of spirit. Allow your heartfelt yearnings and imaginings to flow through to you from the center of your soul. As you visualize your perfect life, imagine that you are planting the seeds of your future and that your wish is on its way to becoming true. Keep the vision alive in your heart. Nurture it until it manifests into the physical reality. Imagine yourself surrounded by love and light as you declare the following. From now on, I plant seeds of love through my every thought, word, and action. All that I would love to be, have, and do already exists inside me and will manifest at the most perfect time. An aura of light surrounds me. My heart is an endless flowing stream of liquid gold. I am blessed. Wow, talk about that. Relax for a moment. Imagine what you want. Creating gratitude. Really stepping into a space of what feels good and really acknowledging your desires. So that is beautiful. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. So yeah, I hope this message was helpful for you guys. Again, please comment down below if it resonated with you, and check out all my other social media links down in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more readings like this. So thank you so much. Many blessings. Namaste. And don't forget, it's all about the soul journey.